Hey guys, what is going on? It's Brew here from Elite Brew TV. In today's video, this is the first in its series of Don't Leave That Key, or something along those lines. Essentially, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to leave those keys. Really grinds my gears. People who just leave keys with zero explanation as to why, or a parting insult, maybe worst tank ever, or some derogatory term, or I don't know, flaming someone for their DPS. Or even worse, this is the worst one, when they ninja pull something, right? And then they flame the DPS because they couldn't kill the ninja pulled pack that wasn't supposed to be pulled because they used their cooldowns on the previous pack, which were part of the route, and this new pack no one had any idea was going to get pulled, but because you couldn't kill it down and everyone wiped, it's your fault, your shit, and your DPS sucks, and I'm gone. Okay, I'm here to tell you, you don't need to do that. So in this video, we're going to look at a Halls of Atonement plus 15 on a tyrannical week, okay? Did we time the key? Who knows? Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna play the video. I'm gonna stop it at certain points, and I'm just gonna give you real-time commentary from my point of view. This isn't a dungeon guide, this isn't a route guide. I'm not pretending to be a self-proclaimed expert or anything. This is essentially how I opted to tank it. There probably were some improvements that could have been made in relation to a lot of things. I was extremely drunk at this point of the evening. But yeah, so straight off the bat, I'm saying to the group here that I want us to do the quad pack pull. Okay, if you're not familiar with the quad pack pull, you're about to see it now. Essentially, it's the first pack here in front of you, the pack to the right, the pack at the front, and then the pack at the top of the stairs on the left. So you got that pack, you got that pack, and then here, what I opt to do is see this circle here. This is my sigil of silence, and what that does is it will interrupt any casters, and it will also stop them from casting. So essentially with that is casters are renowned for not being able to be pulled effectively because they will just stand there and cast. This is a really good way of pulling them because they can't cast for 3 seconds or so, something like that, and then they just run towards where you actually want them. So if you're ever in a group and you're doing this pull, what I would advise is that you don't go ham straight away. If you pull threat at this point, it's probably going to result in deaths because threat is very precarious at this point. All I've done was I've hit a target, I threw a glaive at a target, and now I'm sigilling this pack here. So I've still got threat, that guy's casting, there's a dart blade here, pull him in, and now, essentially, this here, what you can see, that is my weak aura for Bloodlust. The pack is actually quite nicely rounded up. I'm quite happy with this pack. We've got this guy here, who's not in the pack. That could have been better. But overall, this pack, well, this pull, should I say, was done quite nice. And here you can also see the real-time group DPS. So you can look at them numbers there, and you can see that yeah, the group were popping off. This pack, it gets disposed of fairly fast. I've got 1 stack of the of that bleed here, of the Gargan. Anyone who's a tank will know that this bleed here is really dangerous. Fortunately, if you are a Vengeance Demon Hunter, chances are you're going to be Kyrian. Your Kyrian potion will remove that. So we got this guy here. He's just left over. He gets dispatched off, and then we have to basically get hold of this guy. He wasn't in the initial pull. I opted to do it that way rather than moving everything if you've seen the circle that I just drew, I was quite happy with the positioning of the pack. So I thought that it would be better to get that down in the Wild Spirits, in my Assylian Decree, while Bloodlust is up, kill all the pack, and then we'll get this guy. So this guy's taken care of, and then we proceed into the dungeon. I think right there, I don't know if you've seen those speech bubbles going off. I was asking, do we have a Venthyr in the group? If you've got a Venthyr, they can basically tame these Stoneborns, and they can be used to actually do DPS for you rather than against you. So here, as you can see, I'm losing threat a little bit. I get it back. And this weak aura that you can see at the top of the screen, this shine, this is basically telling me that the Pride is going to be the next. It's going to be next after this. Pride being the new seasonal affix for Shadowlands Season 1, if you're not familiar. And you'll see how that works now. Once we kill this mob, the Pride is, you get the manifestation of the Pride. You have to essentially kill it. By killing it upon death, you will receive a buff, which will give you 30% increased damage and healing. And whilst it is being attacked, a random player will get these 4 arrows which spawn out of them. They need to be essentially avoided by the rest of the people in the group, otherwise it will stun them and hit them for quite a bit of damage. So there is another train of thought, like basically the route that I did. A lot of people will pull these groundkeepers in. I opted not to do that because you'll see why shortly. So to be fair, at this point things are going probably above average, because that quad pack that we did shaved off quite a lot of time. As you can see, we are 3 minutes into the dungeon and we're already on this pack here. We've got Pride, so that trash just melts. This guy hits for quite a lot. I really don't like that thrash. You can outrange it, but it's easy enough to just heal through it, have active mitigation up. So now we've killed them 2 at the top of the stairs, which means all I need to do is I kill these guys here, and then I'm going to be able to kill these guys who are just at the entrance down the stairs. If I successfully do that, kill those, I will get the next Pride. The next Pride, in my head, I'm thinking I want Pride buff for the Gargans or the Bears down at the bottom, because they're a pretty nasty pack. So yeah, I opted to pull the whole thing. I think with it being tyrannical, trash isn't as dangerous, and also the fact that we by the point I pulled, there was still a little bit of time left of the Pride buff. Kicks were a bit off here. I think we were just trying to kick anything. You can see people are kicking because it's essentially here, this weak aura. This is tracking people's kicks, or interrupts, should I say. But I think a lot of things we were duplicating, like we were going for the same thing. So not very effective, but that's a lot of the time that's how pugs tend to be. Interrupts are probably the one thing that stop a lot of player unknown groups timing keys, because there's so much incoming damage because they can't effectively kick because of the lack of communication. And I'm not saying that it's not possible to communicate. It's very easy enough to just mark the mob and just type. But most people don't do that. So yeah, we're finishing this guy off. And now all I want to do is go down the stairs, do a small pack, and proc pride. Now this is where it starts going a little bit tits up. Tits up, I mean mess up. Just a phrase that we use here in England. Now, all I wanted was these two. That's all I wanted. What I should have done was waited till everybody is away and did a single taunt. No throw glaive or anything fancy, just a single taunt. I would have got them too. I think what I did was I did it a little bit too early. I taunted a little bit too fast. Yeah. So I should have waited for that patrol to have moved. Had I have done that, we would have been Gucci. This way has resulted in way too much. More than I wanted anyway. And that there, because we only needed a little bit of count. We only needed a little bit. So then as soon as you kill something, you're getting pride with the bears. You've got this Houndmaster who's still casting, who for some reason I don't even have threat of right now. I've sigiled and miseried him, so he's CC'd. I can't even remember if this was a wipe or not. I'd be surprised if it didn't. We're at 16 stacks now, 17 stacks, 18. I'm running away. I'm thinking in my head, essentially, if this is going to be a wipe, let's bring it back to the spawn point so we can commence with damage rather than letting everything reset. That is tricky though. That is quite difficult to do because that way you're constantly going to have a pride with 20 stacks. There's a lot of incoming damage. Yeah, so I died, released, and exactly that. I opted to just quickly get back into the field. 20 stacks still remains. There you can see it. Boom, 20 stacks. So it's not going too well at the minute. This is the part of the key where people will start having their doubts. This is a lot of the time, stuff like this happens and you're going to get a leave. Yeah, we're struggling here. You can see the damage. Look at this. That's the group's damage there. 10k. 10k overall. Still got this sheep. But now we can commence with the pull that I wanted to do in the first place. This is wasted time here. This is not ideal. We're completely wasting valuable time on our pride buff. Yeah, and this is the reason for this video. Essentially, it's to critique myself, anybody else in the group in a constructive way, so we can try and learn from it. And also, maybe I can pass on any knowledge to you guys on what not to do or what to do. So I'm a little bit hesitant here because I could see that they ran the opposite way. But now, because I'm overcount, all I need is this. I don't want these bears here. You can see I'm able to jump right over them. I get threat. I move away. Look at this. I have. Boom. I've got that space. These are over there. They should not get pulled now. Okay. Bit of a spicy pull. Oh shit. Look what's happened. The bears have been pulled. Not like this. Not like this. This is disastrous. This is monumental. F up. Try not to swear. Like, I was conscious there that I didn't even have threat of the bears. But I couldn't take any more. I knew that the incoming damage was so high. So there you go. This is pretty major. We've messed up Pride. We still don't have this pack down. And we're not even on first boss yet. We were doing so fast at the beginning. And now it's all going Pete Tong. This pull, again, this wasn't good. You can see that the group's kind of doing good damage here. We're about to hit, peaked at around 40k overall, which is pretty good. I've got one stack of that bleed. Ah, yeah. So now, and again, remember here, guys, this was after I'd raided that night. I'd been in raid, and this was like one of those keys that you do at the end of the night when you are extremely intoxicated, and you shouldn't really be playing because you are way too drunk to be playing. But hey ho, that's what we like to do in our guild. We like to have fun, do raid, have a few drinks. So now I'm thinking, I'm forgetting about this anima bar at the top. This needs filling by killing them big dudes. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce their name. But I kind of forgot. So we haven't even killed that yet. No one's mentioned anything to me. Okay, so we go into this pull. No real big damage until around now. Now we're starting to pop off. The mage is combusting. Here you can see, there he is. Combusting over there, doing his thing. And I'd just like to point out, the mage is probably the MVP of this run. Probably if it wasn't for the mage's overall damage, we would have ran into more issues than what we did. Okay, so the trash is pretty much dead. Now all we need to do is kill the Pride and then get to the boss. This is tyrannical as well, guys. Tyrannical. We need to go fast. We need to move. We want to use this Pride buff on the boss. Sweet, he's about to die. Let's get into it. Oh shit. Why are they still there? And then I realised. Still not killed this guy. FML. Okay, so we're popping off here. We're off 50k overall. Approximately. They get dealt with. But this guy, even on a tyrannical week, has got quite a large health pool. But I can kite because I know we're a range group and we won't lose a huge amount of DPS if they position themselves in a place that they can cast. Guys. So now I'm thinking, WTF, what is going on? And for any of you that know, if you look at this top bar here, when you kill that mob, this slowly starts ticking. It's not instant. So I have to wait it out. So I have 0 Pride buff. Yeah. You see someone typing. He is charging. Someone's asking, is it bugged? Okay, now we can go. Something you should never do. Don't pull without the tank. I'm quite good at tanking this boss, I think. Here, I don't do an amazing job. Usually, I try and get really clean crumbling slams, because what you want to do is you want to get them like further back. The way I opt to do it here is get them like so he stood on the crumbling slam, and then get it under my feet. If you can get them the heave debris which go on the other players in a nice and neat, like further back, when you move out for the reflected sin light, you can essentially you can get him doing this away from the shit on the ground. Because essentially what you want is you want that bit there to have no red in it. No red. You can see there's red there. And then you want no red there. And then you can just like circle around nice and neat. But that one there wasn't positioned very well. I'm moving back here because I wanted the crumbling slam, but then I noticed that wild spirits went off, so now I'm like giving up a little bit of my positioning. I don't know, I think it's my OCD. I think a lot of tanks have it. We like to make nice neat lines of like shit on the ground and sanguine pools, etc. So this should be the last refracted sin light now, and this is essentially how you want it. This is kind of a better example here of what I'm saying. So you can see all these areas here on the ground. You're able to walk in them, and there's no shit. That's how you want to be away from the shit, and then it's really simple then. You just move one way, and then it'll suddenly move another way as well. A lot of people get hit by that. It's something to look out for. So now, last few percent. Easy clap. So here, there is two trains of thought. Generally, you can pull all of this together, which is that, kill that, and then go up the stairs. But in this case, what I opted to do was pull this pack here, and then get the pack up the stairs to the left, because we have a vent there in the group. So you can see how precarious threat is. Like, I lost it for a second there. It's gone again there, because obviously as soon as I'm not in combat with it, if you've got anyone doing any type of damage, it's just going to rip threat from you. Sigil of Chains, get it all together. Wild Spirits goes off. Stoneborn's doing his thing. Sweet. Okay, so now all we need is to get up the stairs. We need one of those slashes. We will proc Pride, and yeah, we'll be Gucci. That's all we need to do. My advice as well is always have invis pots for this dungeon. Like, I think it's just a really safe thing to do. Like, for the sake of what it is. Like, or you could have a rogue who can shroud, but there we had one guy who didn't have an invis pot, so he has to die now. And we'll just res him. Oh no, he actually got through. I'll take that back. Oh no, is this guy? Yeah, no. Yeah, this guy's got to find a way to get back in. So yeah, I'm like, right, let's get this show on the road, because we need to kill this. So yeah, you can see all this stuff going on down there, because he's got to run through it. I think Was that a combat res that was used on him? Yeah, one of the combat res this weak aura here. It's just changed to a one. Where's my pen gone funny? I don't like that colour. Okay. So now we just need to kill off this slasher. We've got a full team. This guy's saying, I'm here. I know you're here. I can see you. Kill off the pride. Get the pride buff. Kill the boss. And everything is going to be Gucci. Right? Surely? Just moving the pride slightly there. So the rule of thumb as well, and these guys are doing it right, is if you get the pride buff, you don't move, everyone else moves. It's too messy for you to try and dodge 4 people. It's easier for 4 people to dodge 1 person. So I was a little bit hasty with the decree there. I probably would have got a better bang for my buck if I waited for these ads. So one thing that you want to do as well with these ads is, and I don't see many groups doing it, like I had Sigil of Chains here, so it was fine. When they come out, you kind of want to just stop all DPS. Stop DPS and they'll run to the middle. If you hit them while they're like over here or over here, you will essentially stop them in the tracks. They won't move. And then when the circle goes on the random player, which indicates the stone shattering leap that you need to do to actually stun the smallies, you won't be able to get to them because the ads are going to be undistributed. Well, here you can see nice and neat. Sigil of Chains is very, very nice on this fight. At this moment in time, it's just a spanking tank here. These blood torrents, you kind of want to bait them to the sides. They'll just be cast on a random player. So like if you can just try and have that in mind if you are a non-tank player, and just try and stand at the side. So if you're casting, you should just be at the side. It's really going to help bait them. So the way this fight works is here. You can see these. Why is my pen gone so small? There we go. Yeah. So you can see them just standing there. When the leap goes off, you want to leap onto them, and it'll stop them from coming back alive. So this here. This is what I'm talking about. Jumps in, boom, and that little animation goes off to indicate that they've been dealt with. He's got chunked a little bit there. I'm fell Devin in the wrong direction. Marvelous. I think I was just spamming my button to get it up. I wasn't actually thinking about where it was. I just needed the defensive aspect of it rather than the offensive aspect. He gets stunned there. That was not ideal. He's stunned. He's unable to actually move any further into this. It's not looking too good at this moment in time. We've got one player dead. And generally as well, I find when you start losing players, it becomes a little bit panic station, and people are that cool head that they had on them at the beginning of the dungeon, methodical, you know, it kind of goes out the window a little bit. But hey ho, boss is dead. We're able to res the dead here. Now I'm really worried about this pull because it's tyrannical, so they're not going to be as bad. This is quite a tough pack for tanks to live through this. You need a lot of active mitigation up. So I'm just waiting for these two here. There's definitely no point me trying to take it on with 2 DPS. Not there. Or sorry, not 2 DPS. 1 being the healer. So there's certainly no chance of me trying to take this pack on. So here you can see I run in. I got chunked a little bit there because I didn't have everything up right at the beginning. Now I've got 2 stacks of the bleed, 3 stacks of the bleed, and now I'm like, right, I'm getting out of here because that really hurts. I need slows, so I just Sigil of Misery. It didn't last long because if you hit them, it'll basically knock them out of the CC. There, you can see that my cheat death just procced. So now I'm back into meta. So now I'm like, okay, well, I've got 7 more seconds of metamorphosis. I'm pretty tanky right now. Let's get back into the fray. That is the Demon Hunter style of tanking now. Is essentially it appears that the best form of active mitigation really is to just not take damage, you know, rather than try and heal through it or have like any type of DR. It's actually easier to just not take the damage. So I pulled that one to the left with the Gargan there because I knew obviously we got the vent there. Music's it's gone onto a different album now. So I've gone from like a dubstep album onto like a lo-fi Christmas album. Interesting. But I'm gonna roll with it. Okay, so now we've got this one Stormborn on the right, which is going to help with the boss. I don't think anything too eventful happened at this point. So I'm just gonna try and speed it up a little bit. This is quite a boring boss, really. Oh, a little bit too far. Okay, I came into this. Oh, too far back. Yeah, we'll go from here. Let me change this music, actually. I'm not having Christmas music. Christmas lo-fi. So you can see some speech bubbles going off, people calling each other mage, for fuck's sake. I don't know if perhaps he didn't kite into the fountains, or maybe he missed a kick. I can't remember. Okay, so that boss is now dead. We need best part of 6%, which will be everything in this room. We'll proc Pride, and then we'll have Pride for the boss. We got 5 minutes exactly on the timer at this point. How we've got 5 minutes here at this point, I have no idea. Well, I do have it. I do know. And the saving grace was the bolshy pull that we did at the beginning, and the fact that at times damage was actually really good. You know, and you'll see the overall damage at the end. Nothing crazy, but just good damage used at the right times. So this room's quite annoying. Boomies do really well in here. Mages do well in here as well. Essentially, you need to kill all of those adds before you try and damage the boss. I have seen it cheese before, where you just like nuke down this guy. Some groups will opt to lust here, but I personally think that would be a waste. You can see that we don't actually have bloodlust. Ours is on cooldown there. We must have used it on the last boss. No one kicked that one. I'll take that one. The Kree goes down. Let's see. Tried. And now, if you're looking down at this timer here, you'll see this is how much time we've got left. 3 minutes, 24 seconds to get the pride and to get the boss. Is it doable? I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, if you don't make any monumental fuck-ups, you should time this key. Because this last boss is fairly forgiving in relation to the time. Okay, we're on the home straight. Let's do it, boys. 100% trash. Let's go. Chamberlain. So I personally feel the mechanics on this fight are fairly simple, but yet people always get clapped. I might get clapped by mistake. I can't remember if I do or not. But essentially, it's these things, and they'll always move in the direction of where they're looking. So if you look at these, how they are now, he's going to shoot in that direction. He's going to shoot in that direction. He's going to go in that one. This is just to say if they imagine they were moving. That's essentially the way they move. So it's wherever they're looking. So, mage get clapped there. Priest got hit. I'm gonna move out that swirly. Door of Shadows means he's gonna move to the middle. Priest got clapped, so he's on 30%. Now, what I tend to do at this point is, if you ever are tanking this boss, one little tip. You can see that essentially I've gone into metamorphosis here, and this hitbox here. If you stand in the hitbox, you can double soak. You can take 2 of them. So then the rationale for that is that then your healer doesn't have to, and you can concentrate on just healing other people rather than healing the group. So if you've got a tank who can go in and he's got good defensives up, that would be much more beneficial than giving him the healing rather than healing himself and everybody else. Door of Shadows is about to come through. Boom. Hunter got clapped. Door of Shadows, the main one. 1, 2, 3. And then it also comes out as well. And that's another one that you've got to be careful of. Soak here. We're all soaking one here rather than me going for the double one. Don't know why And there, boom. You see that? You see how that death occurred? That, my friend, I believe would have been quaking. Let's take another look at that. Oh. Keep going back. So yeah, this is the Door of Shadows. And we need to soak. So one thing to be wary of, a little bit of food for thought, is when you're doing this and it's a quaking week. Just bear in mind that this can happen. Let me just pause the video at this point. So obviously damage is incoming because of what we're doing. We're soaking, we're taking heavy damage. But then, like, this position of the quaking is just is lethal, as you can see. Boom. And there you go. We just lost 2 priests. We've got 1 minute left on the clock. Our healer's dead. Could anything else go wrong in this key? I think it is Murphy's Law, isn't it? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And everything has gone wrong so far. And yes, I know some of the mistakes were mine. Before I start getting flamed in the comments. You can see that people are calling out for any type of defensives that they can do. There, I just popped my Metamorphosis. I've got that for 12 seconds. We've got 30 seconds left on the clock now. 35, 34, 33. Boss is at 10%. Now, I think I actually get hit by one of these things here as well. Oh, I just made it out. It looked like it hit me, but it didn't actually chunk me. I die right at the last second. And boom. You've got 3 people in the party dead. And we timed the key by 3 seconds. Look at these guys. GG. LMFAO. Sick. Bro. We fucking made it. Like, can I move me up here? I'm absolutely laughing my socks off at this point. I can't believe we made it. This guy's like, how? How in the fuck? And then this guy, he's like mage. Yeah, and you can see like, so comparatively to everyone else, the mage was like super pumping. His combust lined up really well in relation to what we was trying to for all the main pulls. And that is that, my friends. So the point of this video was to try and go over any mistakes that we made. I've learned a lot by going over this video, watching mistakes that I made, things that I won't do going forward. Probably not drink as much whiskey when I'm trying to do 15 keys and above. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, maybe feel free to leave a comment, put a like. If you want to talk to me at any point, I'll be over at twitch.tv/EliteBrewTV. And yeah, point of this video is don't leave the keys. They are still timeable. Like, you know, if you've got good damage and you've got a good team, just because you've made one mistake, it doesn't mean that it's a deplete. If everyone sucks and, you know, damage is low and everyone's missing kicks, you're probably not going to time the key. Or if there's still potential in the group, then carry on with it. Don't leave. You know, you can do it. But yeah, thanks guys. Thank you for your kindness and hospitality. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Rufus. Bye-bye.